in a controlled, structured and organised manner. Does the executive leader agree with me that the oversight and governance of this vision and strategy also requires a restructuring in order to maintain and drive forward the current positive approach and to the development and delivery of the Daedalus site? If he does agree with me, when may this restructuring take place? If he does not agree, then why not?
Councillor Woodward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think it's a very important question that Councillor Mandry asks, and I think, first of all, I do agree with him, so I don't need to explain why I don't. But what I think might be helpful to members is to point out that, of course, now we are in a new world with Daedalus, because we don't simply have the responsibility as local planning authority, which is the main responsibility that we had before, but we retain that responsibility as planning authority, and the new landowner arrangements don't actually have any bearing upon that. But we're still, of course, going to want to be guided by our planning colleagues and by the planning officers and planning committee to make sure that in developing this master plan that it's not fundamentally at odds with the planning framework, and that any proposal that Fareham Borough Council as landowner comes up with, then of course that has to be properly dealt with and the proper planning process must be followed in the same way as when the Homes and Communities Agency made any planning applications there, and we would expect officers or planning committee members to be at liberty to determine those applications as they see fit. And I think as well the vanguard intervention in development management, how members of the planning committee are engaged in those proposals will be important as well. But then of course our other role, our new role, is the role as landowner. And the proposals that come forward, such as the vision, the master plan, investment decisions, borrowing decisions, they will be for the executive to determine, or officers under their delegated powers. And as such, they'll be subject to the existing reporting, transparency and scrutiny arrangements which we have at the moment, and which would apply to any other property decisions. So that means that any decision the executive makes will be subject to call in, and the scrutiny board will be able to examine any items they wish to either before the decision is made or after the decision has been made. And the other aspect, of course, of being a landowner is and the governance is in relation to the delivery of the investment into the site. With the Innovation Centre package, we set up a member working group, and that oversaw delivery and acted as a critical friend to the officer team. I feel that was extremely effective, and it did enable members to be involved in rolling out the specific parts of the Daedalus programme, and I think it would apply equally to an element such as the Daedalus West infrastructure, and that might be something I'd be interested in members' views on how that might work. And then finally, of course, we're a key partner with others in the Daedalus site and in progressing Daedalus. So we have groups such as the Daedalus strategy group, the delivery group, which officers sit upon, and they've been overseeing progress on the whole site. And I think it's probably that area which is most affected by the change in land ownership of Daedalus, because put simply, the existing arrangements become less effective as we move into the delivery phase with multiple landowners. And we've got Fareham Borough Council, we've got Tide Bank, we've got Homes and Communities Agency and their new development partner. And that's because the commercial nature of landowners means that we can't openly discuss or perhaps even easily influence what it is that they might do, their interests in the site, and how they develop their land interests. So I think we need to see that there still needs to be an overview of the progress right across the Daedalus site in such a way that recognises the commercial reality of the situation, but does allow us to influence as far as possible the vision for the airfield and indeed the vision for the waterfront. So in terms of the ongoing governance, I would see that the Daedalus delivery group would continue. That's the group of officers, and that involves all landowners, including the private sector. I think the Daedalus strategy group probably now lends itself to an annual standing conference where all of the people, all of the interested parties could be involved, perhaps continuing to be chaired by the local Member of Parliament, who of course has had an interest in Daedalus throughout and has been chairing the strategy group previously. And then I think other governance arrangements I think we need to look at, and I would intend bringing the report forward to the same executive, I would think, as the vision comes to, so we can look at governance of the executive as well as the vision and see how the two might dovetail together when we get the public's comments on the vision for Daedalus. So we do, in summary, we do need a new governance structure. Don't know quite what that will be yet, but I think the time to make that decision is publicly at the executive with a report alongside the report back on the Daedalus vision as well. So I hope that's helpful to members out at next meeting.